Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. First and foremost, before I get into my lesson, I want to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders, a great millstone that teach and that rule well today. A peace and salutation also to the fellow laborers that's in the ministry and the believers that scatter worldwide in all truth and sincerity, day in and day out. Once again, I'm the brother Shaquat Gabar coming at you with another quick lesson. And right before I get into this lesson, this message or these videos goes out to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which we are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible, and also to the Israelite foreigners that scattered amongst the heathen nations and that may take on a physical appearance of another nation. But if your bloodline goes back to Negro, Latino, or Native American descent by the seed of your father, you are considered an Israelite as well. Once again, Shalom. So basically, as you can see, I had this video queued up, okay, which is all one of the beloved brothers amongst the ministry that's in the faith, okay, his channel, the Hopeful Elect 3, okay, and you can see the title he gave his video, Events Will Continue to Escalate Towards Civil War, okay, and that's all biblical prophecy, okay, the times that we're in, especially when it comes to this place, America, okay, which America is known as Babylon the Great in the scriptures, okay, spiritually, okay, spiritual Egypt, Sodom, okay, Syria, okay, you know, because America had taken on customs ancient empires, okay, and now we're in the time of the biblical Edomites, the so-called white race, ruling, okay, the earth, okay, that's in power, starting with these elites on down, okay, to the lesser luminary ones, doing their government, the government officials doing their bidding, okay, doing their bidding, okay, especially over here in America, okay, which this place is their stronghold when it comes to the hub of wickedness, man, okay, and now we're at the point, okay, when it comes to more division here in America, okay, when it comes to the nations, okay, as you can see now, uproars of the people, okay, you seeing, you know, the division between the right and the left when it comes to the politics, you know, Democrats and Republicans, okay, you got the average American citizens that's protesting, rallying, okay, getting on social media and voicing their opinion, how corrupt this government is, okay, and now, you know, people are experiencing, okay, when it comes to these tariffs and inflations, prices going up, okay, and at the same time, you know, benefits being cut, okay, under Trump, you know, administration, okay, you know, inflation, prices going up and everything, okay, and at the same time, benefits being cut, you know, certain aid, okay, job losses, okay, you know, as we're in the time now, okay, as well, okay, more strict legislations to keep people more and more divided, okay, rent, okay, going up, okay, insurance, okay, food prices, okay, you know, so we coming in a time eventually it's going to come to a boiling point where these people going to, you know, take matters in their own hand, okay, anarchy, okay, insurrection, okay, amongst the people and the government, okay, so we coming in a time of division, civil wars, okay, race wars, class wars, okay, food wars, gender wars, okay, you know, because eventually the Lord has set this place up, okay, especially when it comes to you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, you Israelites, okay, this place, America, is our captivity, okay, and for the rest of these other nations, okay, these heathen nations that the Lord ain't dealing with, okay, because when it comes to the nation of Israel, only the nation of Israel going to be delivered and covered, starting with the elect, the 144,000 or 1/3 that's destined to be saved. Okay, because 2/3, according to Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8, gonna be cut off in judgment in the various plagues that's about to hit this place, America. Okay, but you got the average American citizens, okay, that these elites, okay, frown upon, okay, they starting to catch hell now, okay, especially these average American Edomites, okay, they're ready to come against their government, okay, and that's why you're seeing now the uproars of the people, okay, and over here the citizens ready to come against their government, okay, but eventually, this place ain't gonna bounce back, and eventually this place, America, is gonna be destroyed by the way of thermonuclear missiles at the peak of the Third World War, okay, and also leading to the time of who the world ignorantly called Christ, Yahweh Shai, second coming, okay, by the way of the chariots, what the world call UFOs, and Yahweh Shai is going to wage war against these heathen nations and bring destruction at the same time, okay, by the way of the missiles and the chariots bringing fire, and the Lord only going to deliver the elect from out of the times of trials and tribulations, okay, which goes into Jacob's trouble, Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. But for these average Americans, okay, especially these heathens, round over the 2/3, okay, the Lord about to bring judgment upon them due to all the wickedness that this place uphold, okay, starting with our people that's enticed and being treed by Esau Edom, okay, which Esau Edom is the wicked himself, okay, and these heathen nations, okay, that Lord ain't what the Lord ain't dealing with, man, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and play this video and get a couple of scriptures, and I pray that the lesson is edifying. So let me go ahead and play it.
Conversation about civil war has been happening for a while. There's so many people that go, it can't happen, even though it literally has happened before. It's happening all across the world in many different countries. But now you have Democrats and Republicans. I mean, we've been going at each other's throats. It's only getting worse. There's more and more people there's already been people die for political reasons. There's been assassinations. Now you have the Democrats literally telling the military, they're trying to cut the military in parts and say to defy Trump's orders and to frame it as everything that Trump does is an illegal order and that you can't follow it. And there's been threats to the military saying, oh, well, if you do what Trump says, then we're going to come after you later. I mean, if you don't think that we're gearing up to something worse, I don't know what I gotta do. I don't know how, I gotta shove your head into the freaking water to, make you see. I don't know. But things are only gonna get worse. We're only gonna escalate more. Everything, there's only been more escalation. Something else, something higher. It's only getting more heated.
Okay, so you heard that individual. Okay, they're going into the civil unrest. Okay, the friction between the governments over here in America. Okay, now you got certain military officials, taking a stand. Okay, some with Trump and some against Trump. Okay, you see this whole ordeal with the ICE raids. Okay, National Guards being deployed throughout different states. Okay, FBI task force. Okay, they're gonna only oppress the average American citizen. Okay, so it's gonna even be friction between the military. Okay, that's why they're gonna have to bring in martial law troops. Okay, or foreign troops for other countries. Okay, the UN troops. Okay, from other countries. Okay, to patrol the people. Okay, because the average Americans that's for this country, military-wise, okay, they starting to, be divided amongst each other, okay, and they show you that in the movie, which these elites, they want division, okay, as they're trying to bring the agenda of the NWO, okay, so they want division, so they can bring more strict legislations, more surveillance, okay, that's why now you hear more talk of possibly T attacks, okay, more pushing of false flags, okay, domestic terrorism, okay, and I'm gonna say it like that, okay, possibly of an outbreak, pestilence, okay, another reason they can use crisis, okay, to enforce martial law and their strict legislations. And ultimately, when it comes to a financial crash and a change of the dollar being obsolete, okay, physical money, and these elites have an agenda to bring in a digital currency, which all ties into Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, the RFID microchip, which is known as the mark of the beast. Okay? And that's the stage that we're coming into, man. And that's going to lead to more and more uproars. Okay? You hear more about 15 minutes cities, safe zones, okay, what they call, or smart cities, surrounding technology, biometric, surveillance. More talk about Palantir, okay, AI, okay, all that, man. Okay, gonna lead to them bringing more strict legislations to enforce their technology or a technocracy. You hear more about the real ID, okay, that's gonna lead to eventually the digital ID, okay, surrounding that RFID micro, okay. And you got certain these Americans, that's starting to wake up to a certain extent, okay, because you saw is being exposed through the internet, okay, that a lot of these Americans ain't having it, man. Especially on top of that, they feeling, okay, the financial squeeze, okay. And so these elites ready to move, okay, amongst the average Americans and people worldwide, okay, but mainly here in America when it comes to the, civil unrest, okay. And they show you these type of movies like Civil War, about a couple of years ago, okay. You had the military at a difference, okay. If go into that movie, look at that movie Civil War, okay. Movies like The Purge, okay, The Road, The Book of Eli, okay, which we know a lot of these Hollywood productions, okay, movies, okay, a lot of them are directed by, a lot of these insiders of the elites or less illuminated ones, okay, to push, subliminal messages, okay, of what's to come, okay, when it comes to reality, okay, that we're coming to the time now, okay. But you heard that individual, okay, which appeared to be an Edomite, okay, going to how it's going to be the time of civil war, okay, and it's going to escalate more and more, okay, which he say that he had, saying, he been mind-boggling. He's basically like, I don't know, okay, what's really going on, but I know it's going to get worse, just as the average American that's feeling it, okay. But when it comes to the prophecy, how about Shema Shai, start with the hopeful elect, okay, we know the outcome when it comes to the scriptures. It is going to get worse, man. It's going to get so worse that the Lord going to destroy this place, America, once again by the way of missiles, okay, at the peak of the Third World War, and the chariots bringing fire, okay, to Esau, Edom, okay, stronghold this place, America, completely destroying it, and the Lord only delivering the elect, okay, from out of that destruction, which the elect considered 144,000 and the 1/3, okay, of so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American descent, okay, when it comes to the Israelites, okay, because like I said, 2/3 gonna be destroyed, man, especially those that take that RFID microchip, okay, according to Revelation chapter 14, verse 9, those that take it, they're gonna be destroyed by the way of the missiles and the chariots bringing fire, okay. For these heathens, ain't no salvation for them, man, okay. They're gonna be judged straight up, man, okay, because they are the starting with Esau, Edom, the wicked, and these heathens are our enemies, man, okay. In their future, after this place, America be destroyed, and Yahweh Shai established the kingdom of Israel here on the earth, okay, their future is captivity upon us, okay, starting with the elites of Esau, Edom, and those that's in league with them of these heathen nations, they're gonna be reserved, okay, due to the fact that they're gonna be in their retreats, okay, just to be reserved for captivity. And the rest of the heathen nations of these other countries, okay, that's not gonna be destroyed by fire, okay, they're gonna be reserved for captivity, okay. But this place, America, gonna be totally destroyed and never inhabited again, okay, by the nations, okay. And the land of Israel gonna be destroyed just for, it's gonna be destroyed by missiles, just for it to be cleansed, okay, for us, the nation of Israel, to rightfully own our land again under the rule and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, okay. And these heathen nations gonna build our kingdom, okay. But let me go ahead and get into the scriptures, because I don't want to make this video too long. Yeah, but we coming into time of civil unrest. And contrary to popular belief, okay, when it comes to mainly these Christians or people that believe, that they claim they believe in the Bible, when it comes to who the world calls God and who the world calls Christ, okay, they believe that, okay, we coming into time, okay, when it comes to the Lord, about to bring peace, happiness, okay, gathering, okay, you know, when it comes to these Christians, okay, in certain different sets of religions, okay, believing that we're in the time now, Lord about to bring all nations together. Not so. Okay, let's get this. But that's Luke. This is the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 49. I come to send fire on the earth. Okay, this is Yahweh Shai speaking. Okay. And Yahweh Shai is coming back to bring fire on the earth by the way of the chariots. Okay. What the world call UFOs once again. Okay. The concentrated laser beams and the thermonuclear missiles, okay, that's going to end America and also end the rulership of Esau, Edom, and these heathens. And that's going to issue in the salvation of the nation of Israel, starting with the elect, and the kingdom, okay, being established under Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, okay, by the rule of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. I come to send fire on the earth. What will I, if it be already kindled? So Yahweh Shai said he come back to send fire, man. Okay. But I have baptized to I have a baptized to be baptized with, and how am I straightened till it be accomplished? Yeah, because Yahweh Shai had to, you know, he was born, okay, and his ministry, okay, doing the will of Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, okay, to gather the nation of Israel. He only was born, died, and risen, okay, when it comes to the Lord's sacrifice, okay, for the nation of Israel, okay, starting with the elect, okay, and throughout the time Yahweh Shai ministry with the rest of the apostles, okay, or start with the disciples and they became apostles and the believers back then, okay, Yahweh Shai catch hell, he was persecuted right along with the 12, okay, and the rest of the believers, okay, during that time. And just as today, when it comes to the believers of Yahweh Shai Shai, okay, starting with us, the hopeful elect, okay, about to face persecution, okay, when it comes to these elites, okay, and the world that come against the Hebrew Israelites, man, okay, the demonization, the false accusation, the slander, okay, but continue on, but the Lord accomplished, he accomplished, okay, after the Lord Yahweh Shai was resurrected, okay, now we're just waiting for the Lord Yahweh Shai to return, okay, you know, to deliver us of the elect at this time, okay, us of the hopeful elect. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth. I tell you, nay, meaning no. Okay, the word nay means no. But rather division. Okay, so Yahweh Shai, right before the Lord come, okay, is going to be division. Okay, once again, civil war or civil unrest. Okay, let's get this. This is Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and it's going to the modern day Americans, okay, because this place America is also in the scriptures, okay, symbolic. If you had the spiritual eyesight, okay, the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai that with you, okay, and those that understand through the teaching of men that the Lord set up, mainly the men of Great Millstone, okay. But when it comes to the scriptures, okay, we come to the understanding, okay, that you ain't gonna see America revert the terminology of America, okay, in the scriptures, okay. It's codified under different ancient empires, as I said earlier, okay, or the beginning of the lesson. And Egypt is one, okay. And it says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. So that's your Americans against the Americans, okay, civil wars, division. And they shall fight every one against his brother, every one against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. Okay, so that's your division, man. Okay, let's get this. This is Matthew chapter 12, verse 25. And Yahweh Shai knew their thoughts, and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. Once again, civil wars. Okay, division. Okay, that we about to witness in this time. And every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? Okay, so it's division, man. Okay, we know, according to the scriptures, Esau, Edom is the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. Okay, and so now you're seeing them being divided amongst each other. Okay, here on the earth, man. Okay, in particular, going into this lesson, these American, okay, the Edomites, American Edomites, man. Okay, the ones that with the left wing, okay, or the right wing, those that for the Republicans or Democrats, okay, which when it comes to these elites and the government officials that doing their bidding, okay, they control both sides, man. Okay, the left and the right. Okay, but they got these people, confused or in delusion, think they got rights, leading to the point that more and more rights being taken away from American citizens, leading to more civil wars, okay, uproars of the people, man. Okay, that's all signs on end time prophecies of this place, America, leading to its destruction. Okay, once again, in anarchy. Okay, all hell breaking loose in this place. And you even got some of our people that caught up into the politics. Okay, being misled. Okay, they're gonna get caught up into the civil wars and race wars, man. Okay, let me see. Let's get this on. Second Esdras chapter 13, verse 30. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth, and one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. Once again, division, civil wars, man, race wars, clash wars, okay, war, okay, signs of end time prophecies, man, okay, especially when it comes to this place, America. Let's get this. Hey, Yahweh Shai told us what to look forward to. That's Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nations, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. And so once again, nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Okay, they come in a famine. Okay, pestilence. Okay, earthquakes, natural disasters. Okay, coming to this place, America. Okay, the Lord said that all this is the beginning of sorrow. So we at beginning of stage. Okay, which this place already on a decline, but they're going to intensify more. Okay, but we coming to the next stage of this place about to be destroyed, man. Okay, and us are the hopeful elect. Okay, we looking for Yahweh Shai Shai to be our covering. Let's get this. This is Second Esdras chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time digitally in itself, when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before. Then shall thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, okay, then shall thou well understand that the Most High spoke of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and the end is manifest. Okay, so the words of Yahweh Shema Shah being manifest. Okay, the point is when it comes to the uproars of the people, okay, civil unrest, anarchy, okay, insurrection, okay. Let's get this and I'll get ready to close. So we measuring the times, man. Okay, us are the hopeful elect. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. One people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And the modern day sword, because the sword is known as a war instrument of war. Okay, and the modern day sword is the guns. Okay, and it says, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Okay, so it's gonna be anarchy. This place is known for the people here in America to have the rights to bear arms. Okay, people having guns. Okay, artillery. Okay, so it's gonna be used. Okay, when people, when in these civil wars. Okay, people going against the government, going against the martial law troops or national guards. Okay, or race wars, clash wars. Okay, and it says, for one people shall stand up and fight against another, and the swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men. Okay, another way of saying sedition is uproars of the people. And invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes. Okay, the kings and princes represent the government. Okay, the courses of their actions shall stand in their power. So people are going to take matters in their own hand. Okay, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. That's where you got martial law, travel bans. Okay, like I say, troops patrolling the streets, curfews, AI robots. Okay, surveillance. Okay, and it says, for because of thy pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So we coming in on times, man. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end the lesson here. And I pray that this lesson will edify. Till next time, Lord willing. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.